Okay, so my name's Pip Hallewell. I work for Airband. We're one of the Connecting Shropshire partners, and we've got a large network across Shropshire, which I'll go into in a minute. We specialise in rural connectivity, and we specialise across the UK in that, with various partners, council partners that we work with. And I'm the sort of area business manager for the North, so anything sort of Shropshire, North Wales, Mid Wales, Cheshire, etc. So just to give you a little bit of background about Airband, it's been going for 11 years now. Started in fixed wireless access, which is using radio technology to deliver fast broadband, and has won a series of contracts across the UK to deliver what we would call super fast broadband speeds of 30 megabits above. And then more recently, that is converting into gigabit broadband, which is obviously the current appetite of speeds of 100 meg and above. And we're doing our later stage of our projects with councils in full fibre as well. So we're making sure that we're keeping our networks using the latest technology to make sure they're scalable and future-proofed. So you can see in this map, there's a bit of coverage. We sort of cover from Shropshire. We've got a new project in Oxford, which is targeting businesses with full fibre. We've got quite a lot of coverage in sort of Devon and Somerset, South Wales, Mid and North Wales, which was part of Welsh Government project, and working with Shropshire and the Marches councils across the sort of Midlands area, which was really the heartland really of Airband, where it was established. The picture you can see is our CEO, founder, Red. He's still very much hands-on in the business, so it's a family-run business. We've had a lot of external corporate investment. We're growing, becoming more and more established. We're building our brand, but we're still very much a sort of family-run business, and we try and keep everything very sort of like close to the needs of the customers and the community. So a lot of you on this presentation now will know why better internet is so important, but I think it's important just to sort of touch on that. We know slow internet is incredibly frustrating. I did write this presentation before lockdown. I was already a home worker when I'm not with customers. So I live in a rural village outside of town in North Wales. So it's only recent that we've had super fast ourselves. I've worked with our technology as well, fixed wireless access, and it was a game changer for me because it meant that I could use hosted telephony, work online, work normally. And I've always worked in technology, but I could work remotely for a technology company. I'm just going to shut the window because I've got a noisy child outside. So the important thing about, for me, internet infrastructure is the fact that it's a massive enabler. So currently, when you've got like rural clusters and rural businesses, if they've not got good internet infrastructure, you find that they move out their premises, they change location. You also get, sadly, you get the children of rural families going to university in other places and not coming back because the jobs aren't available, because the infrastructure's not there. So for me, internet's a really critical infrastructure for actually giving people choice in their lifestyle and choice about where they want to live and work and be. So it allows people to work from home, as we know about. Everyone's had to work from home the last few weeks. We found that people are still obviously contacting us more than ever. We've got teachers trying to teach remotely. At the moment, they're just sending through sort of two-dimensional resources. I'm one of those really annoying parents that keeps writing to the school and asking them to actually teach remotely using webinars. And head teachers told me that they are going to try and build up to that. But the impact of being able to work remotely and to have faster internet to utilise online services and applications and all those sort of smart tech, internet of all things, whether it's like being able to monitor, for example, a farm, a crop, or, the way the cattle's moving or something like that through the internet over a diverse landscape. The important thing is that it's quite ecologically sound. you can save time and money, people can travel less, they can be more productive, we can look at reducing the impact on the environment, and back to what I said before about keeping those communities and villages and towns close together. It's about smart towns, sustainable towns, and keeping those communities and microeconomies running whilst we're not losing all the talent and all the businesses out the area. So Airband, we use a range of different technologies, as I've mentioned. We look at a location and we look at what the best technology is to use that location. So that can have a number of factors for us. One is, how do we get to see those premises? So we use radio a lot because it's great. It can go over a river, it can go over a valley and things like that. It can stretch. Our standard radios go over about 10 kilometres without any licensing. And then we can use like licensed radios, and they can go, you can go all the way, for example, from mid Wales to Wrexham. You can go 40 kilometres with a licensed radio using high speeds. The radios can be gigabit capable as well. So we can use high speed, low latency. So we've got really like low ping and fast speeds over a long distance. And we don't have to put cables and wires between those radios to have that speed. So that's got a real advantage in challenging geographical areas. Where we've got clusters of premises that are close together, we'll utilise, for example, open-reach passive internet access infrastructure so that we can actually build our own full fibre networks. And we are part of the 5G testbed programme, as you've just heard. We will look at any new technology to see which is best for the area to give people what they need. Just covering Shropshire, because this is the area that we're talking about. This is a project that started in July 2017, and the plan is to get to over 14,000 homes and businesses by 2020. Our latter phases of the project, as I've mentioned, are full fibre. So I think so far we've got about 130 masts in that area. We've got quite extensive coverage in sort of like the, sort of tens, thousands. And we are very focused on getting more and more people on board. We've still got customers ordering at the moment. We're prioritising our installs for key workers, prioritising people that are like very vulnerable or don't have any kind of decent service at all. So that there are some people in rural communities that can't get a decent phone line. They're still getting that very low speed. So we are trying to get those people connected now and focusing on building our core infrastructure whilst we can't install everybody right now. But we've still got about 500 people coming online every month. So it's still very much a growth area and very critical at the moment, more than ever. I think before I just move on from that slide, which I have done, the important thing about using some of the other passive infrastructure available is the fact that it's more cost effective to roll out to premises, and it doesn't involve extra digging and laying of extra ducts and things like that. We can bring in the fibre overhead, which is more cost effective for the customer, but also less disruptive to the local areas. So a couple of case studies. These two were what we call underserved, so they're under superfast, under 30 megabits, and we basically upgraded them on our network, and now their businesses can perform much better. So we've got Top Barn Business Centre, a little cluster of like small SMEs, a very sort of like rural enterprise centre, and the broadband was the worst problem. Everyone wanted to work there because it was really nice, really beautiful, really convenient, but people were looking to move out because the internet was rubbish. So it isn't rubbish now, it's great, and their business centre is up and running and functional. There's plumbing bits and bobs. They couldn't do a lot of what they wanted to do because they wanted to work and sell online. So again, using our service, it meant they could have a much better online presence and online business. And for companies that can work online like that well now, they can still survive now as well. So we've also got businesses that are coming to us asking for to increase their bandwidth so that their customers and their staff can actually VPN in. So they've got the extra bandwidth. So we're looking to help people like that in that way, and also looking to get their staff at home online as well to help them so they can all work remotely. So Galford was one of our first full fibre projects, a small village that had no fibre to the cabinet. It's in near Malvern, and only small. We've got like 20 orders from about 63 premises, so about a third take up. We use the gigabit voucher scheme, so when an area is not part of one of our key projects, so it's not already been funded, we are able to utilise whatever funding is available through DCMS to try and get those people online and to improve their broadband. So where we have a cluster of premises, I think the gentleman that wrote before, for example, if we've got line of sight to our network, or we can get to you from our network, we will then look to build our own sort of like we call it demand-led, mini little projects to connect all those premises if there's nothing available, because we can get funding to actually build out to you. So we'll look at each area on a case-by-case basis and try and do the best that we can for them. Again, this was taken a few weeks ago now. We were originally going to, before the floods, which seems like a million moons away. Those at the time were some of our projects. If you go onto our website, onto airband.co.uk community, there's lots of projects on there. Some of them are business projects. We're doing a project in the Shrewsbury Town Centre. We're trying to get the core first stage of the network built for that in the next few weeks. And that means that we can kind of get it live. We are going to be contacting all the customers involved with that and that we've been talking to in the next couple of days to give them the latest update, because we need to secure the rest of the vouchers. That's using the gigabit voucher, but that will give really cost-effective gigabit capable services to all the businesses in Shrewsbury Town Centre. I think it starts at £38 a month for 150 megabits. We've also got Cherry Orchard, which is outside Shrewsbury Town Centre. That's a mixture, it's predominantly residential, but again, for some reason, it's just underserved by Openreach. I think probably between exchanges or something like that, but really poor services. They're now getting full fibre to the premise. Again, 150, 250 megabits per premise using fibre, so completely future-proof and scalable. Feel free to go and look on these. You can click on the different icons and have a look at the different areas, but there's lots of those going on at the moment. And my contact details are here, and obviously if you've got any questions, feel free to contact me or ask now.